Hello and welcome into the Computer America Show. A few seconds late, but not worse for wear. And welcome into another program. And for longtime listeners out there, this should be come as no surprise as every last Wednesday of the month. And yes, this time it was the earliest possible day of the week it could be. But so this Wednesday we have Dick DeBartolo joining us once again, and we have a bunch of gadgets to talk about. Always a lot of fun. And stick around for an entire hour of the Computer
Your
America
show will go
starting
live in
now.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into the Computer America Show. We are the nation's longest running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers and technology. Thank you so much for joining us, and we have a wonderful show planned here for you today as we get things kicked off with Mr. Dick DeBartolo. He joins us the entire hour, and lately, I will say our track record has been less than stellar when it comes to getting to all of the gadgets that that he goes out and finds, and there are a number of them. So if we miss any, or if you want to go check out more, please be sure to check out the show notes for today. Included in the show notes is a link to GizWiz.biz. Oh, and wow, yeah, I guess I never published that. So, yeah, and we'll get that up and running here in just a second. Craig Crossman, some of you may know him. Just alerted me that I did not do the website. That's my bad. But you can check out GizWiz.biz as we get things kicked off here. And he has links and pictures and videos that he shoots, everything you could possibly want for today's discussion. So, and you will find that here in just a moment over at ComputerAmerica.com. Although I am 99% sure that I did do it. So, either way, you'll find it over at ComputerAmerica.com and GizWiz.biz. So, but before we get into today's show, and yes, I did definitely do it. But before we get into today's show, be sure to. Oh, I know why I didn't do. Sorry, I'm doing so many things here. Be sure to check out ComputerAmerica.com. Like I said, we also have a video portion that will help because we show the videos that Dick shoots while we do the interviews with him. Also, be sure to check out ComputerAmerica.com for the social media contest where we give away a prize from our friends over at Logitech. And we do that every single Friday, and we have another one coming up, and it's all the rules for entry and how to enter can be found over at ComputerAmerica.com. So, with that being said, why don't we get things kicked off here with Dick DeBartolo. So, welcome him once again onto the show. Mad Magazine's Maddest writer, GizWiz, the GizWiz himself, part of ABC News, and has his own segment there. I mean, and again, all around great guy. As we, do another show here with him. And Dick, thank you once again for joining us.
You're welcome. Actually, I'm going to start with some gadgets.
There we go. I'm sorry. Well, I'm all over the place today. Start again, please. I had you on mute.
Okay. We're going to start with a bunch of gadgets that I showed on ABC, and it was little-known things that you may have overlooked at CES because everybody's up looking at the giant TV
and Dick,
I showed on ABC.
Just real quick, Dick, I'm going to have to stop you there because I believe what's happening is you might have a tab open with our video playing in the background because we hear you twice on our end.
Just real quick, Dick. I'm going to stop you there because I believe what's happening is
I'm not on your website.
Okay, then Okay, I'm sorry. Please, so the first gadget is, we're just going to continue on here. So the first gadget is indeed the Polk, I guess is the right way to say that, right?
Yes, exactly. And Polk has been around, if you know the name, high-end audio. Polk make speakers. They've been making them for like 50 years, and they were big when hi-fi started. And so at CES, I was kind of amazed to see this tiny little Polk device called the Polk Boom Bit. And I asked the guy about it, and he said, "Well, basically, what we did is we made a little
See this
wearable
tiny little
speaker.
Polk.
Comes with a little clip, so when you're jogging or something, you can clip it onto your T-shirt. And what it is, it has a little built-in Bluetooth speaker that sounds really decent for its size. It also has a little built-in microphone so that as you jog, you can take phone calls. It'll stop the music. It's a IPX7 waterproof uh, enclosure. As I said, it sounds really decent, and it sounds even better when you hear the price, which is under $30.
Hmm.
So it comes in a lot of colors. So if you're looking for a little wearable device when you're biking or jogging and don't want to have headphones, but want something that will play music, you don't want it booming as you're running. Um, that's something to check out. The Polk Boom Bit,
Very, very
and
small, and
yeah,
a-
but very small.
and for everyone out there who's not checking out the show notes right now, but comes in a very bright orange. I'm assuming many, many colors, or just
Many
the
colors. I think there are
yeah.
6 or 7 colors.
Right. Yeah, it definitely seemed like one of those things. And at $30, you obviously check out a lot of speakers. What do you think about, obviously the price is pretty good, but what do you think about speakers that, obviously this one's very small and portable, but not a long battery life? And this is going to be more use case because you obviously are a busy kind of guy, but do you find yourself using devices, like these, or do you kind of have your one go-to that, you kind of go back and forth?
You know,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. I rarely listen to music other than at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And so this wouldn't work at the gym because you don't want to drive other people crazy.
Right.
Um, but I, when I'm walking along, I sort of like to walk unencumbered. And also in New York City, I don't like to get stared at, so I wouldn't wear this. Basically, in my neighborhood, it's a very, I'm right half a block from Broadway. So, but if I was out jogging or something, this would be the kind of thing I would turn to.
Right. Don't want to draw attention to yourself, but no, very, very cool. And, obviously waterproof and all that good stuff. And I'm
Exactly.
sure shockproof. So if you did, go running with it and you dropped it, it would bounce, I would assume. So,
I would think so too.
right. Very cool. And again, you found it on Amazon for $30. Very, very nice. Now, this next one, and, this is something that we've covered on the show before. I've never, I'll be honest with you, we cover stories about this all the time, but I've never really taken this kind of seriously because I've heard the stories. I just have never went out and purchased one or used one. So what obviously this is going to require some background, but this is an RFID blocking wallet insert, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not even actually an insert. There are a bunch of these minimalist wallets on Amazon, and basically what they are like 2 pieces of metal or 2 pieces of leather, and some sort of a band that holds them together. And basically, they carry a couple of credit cards, some folded up money, and maybe your driver's license. And so Night Eyes, who are the king of gadgets that you can attach to attach to keychains, they decided, let's come up with our own minimalist wallet. But instead of making it just 2 pieces of metal with a band that holds it together, let's make it out of stainless steel, and let's make each of the sides usable. And how they did that is by molding actually cutting tools into the stainless steel. So folded between this, you can have your money and your credit cards, and it comes with a thick rubber band that goes around it.
Mm-hmm.
But one edge of it is like a screwdriver. One edge is a ruler. There's a built-in bottle opener, a Phillips head screwdriver, metric and imperial ruler. So they found that by putting that together, it also is radio frequency ID blocking. Now, if you don't care about that, they make a version that doesn't do that for $10. But even this one is only $15, and it's comparable or cheaper than a lot of the minimalist wallets on Amazon. And with this one, you can get 10 different mini multi tools. So it really makes it a multi purpose wallet that can do several things.
Very, and again, just looking at the picture here, I found really really cool how they work the not drill bits, the screw heads.
The little,
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
on,
Into the
on
corners.
right. It's very very cool, and minimalist is right. We talked about a Night Eyes product here. It was either last month or the month before. They seem to do a lot of these like, oh wow, why didn't they do this sooner kind of things.
Yes.
Very very cool. And so $10, $15 for the RFID. Haven't heard much of people stealing credit card information. I mean, obviously it's still going to happen. Obviously, if you're in a larger town such as New York, it will probably happen to you sooner or later.
Yeah. And actually, when I was talking to the guys from Night Eyes, they said they mainly pitch this toward business travelers who are like at the airport every week
Yeah.
and really fear this kind of thing happening.
Yeah, that will definitely do it. But stainless steel and looks very sturdy. I mean, not something cheap and what have you, but very very cool. And again, sold through Amazon or just through their website.
It was not on Amazon when I wrote this, but this was last month, so it probably is on Amazon by now.
Okay.
And if it's on Amazon, it could actually be like 20% cheaper.
No, makes a lot of sense. And actually, I take that back. I looked on your show notes. You actually do have a link to Amazon already up there, and $10. Very very cool. So
Okay.
yeah, great. So and so with that one out of the way, this next one, lighting and light bulbs. I mean, I've seen so many different people take a crack at the next great light bulb, and I've kind of yet been excited about one that's really going to take it over the next step. But this light bulb that you have here looks like a good one for next to the bed, or just somewhere that you need access to a USB port. So what is this light bulb and what does it do?
Okay, so last month or a few months ago, we had something called I think it might have been called Charge Champ. Basically, if you had a lamp near your bed and you wanted to have USB charging, you would unscrew the lamp bulb, screw this device in, then screw your lamp bulb into this device, and then you would have a way to charge two devices from your lamp. So now with the power bulb, it's a bulb where two USB charging ports are built right in. And now, since LED bulbs, this one is estimated to have a 50,000 hour life cycle. Um, this is going to be many, many years. So it's equal to a 40-watt bulb, and the two USB ports are built right under the head of the bulb. So it's a real easy way to plug in and charge a device and not have to run a cable all the way down to the AC outlet. And it's 608 lumens. It's 27K, so it's a warmish light, not that terrible blue light that a lot of LEDs give off.
Right.
And the one thing is, I noticed the box is marked
90
non-dimmable,
seconds.
and it retails on Amazon for $40. And I'm following my own link here, and it looks like it's not even in yet. It says not available. So it may not have hit the marketplace yet, but it's from a company called Mega Tiny, and it's also on my website and with a link from Computer America's website.
Right. No, absolutely. And no, currently not available, just like you said. Very, very cool though. And I mean, this seems like a really good solution for people who have that light bulb and really no other outlet near their bed. I mean, I know I have one, and the nearest outlet is at the foot of the bed. Very inconvenient. So very, very cool. And I'm glad to hear that, you mentioned that maybe for later, for more bright light bulbs, they're coming out with that here soon. But
Yes.
very nice. I like it. But also non-dimmable. But you get what you get. Very, very cool. So next is, where's my phone? Oh, it's on my, I've heard of this problem with pens. People lose pens behind their ears, and that seemed annoying. And I guess someone out there said, "Hey, we can do that with a cell phone." I guess. What is this next one?
Well, actually, the reason that they came up with this, it's very fun. It's called clip a phone, wear your phone on your head. And the reason that, in addition to it being a great conversation starter, is selfie sticks are now starting to be outlawed in many places. For example, they're outlawed at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
They're outlawed at many museums. You're not allowed to use a selfie stick. So this is a clever way to carry your phone on your baseball cap. And basically it fit my Galaxy S5, and I can tell that my Galaxy S5, it fits in fine, but I think if you went to the bigger phones like the what is the new iPhone that's very large?
Yeah, the iPhone 7 Plus.
Yeah, something like, yeah, I don't think it would fit that. But it also comes with a Bluetooth shutter button so that you can wear your phone on your head, obviously with the with the lens facing where you want to shoot,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you can't aim exactly where you want, but since the camera's on your head in the center of the brim of your baseball cap, you slide your camera into this thing. It has two positions, small and large. Then you lock your phone into it. Then it has a big clip that clips onto the brim of a baseball cap. So basically, any way you're looking, the camera is facing in that direction also. And then you use the little Bluetooth shutter to fire your camera. And there are two buttons on the Bluetooth shutter. One is for Android phones, and the other button is for iOS phones to use the Bluetooth shutter that's built into your camera. So it's kind of clever. It's $20.
Yeah, no, kind of clever. And I guess to start the video, you kind of hold the shutter button instead of just pressing it.
Yes.
Right.
Now I believe on their website they have a list of cameras that it's compatible with. I know with my Galaxy S5, I had no trouble doing snapshots.
Right.
Every single one. It is wonky starting and stopping the video. So I don't know. Someone at the show who was demonstrating this had an iPhone on their head, and they were stopping and starting the video. So I know it worked fine with the iPhone, but it did not work flawlessly in video mode on my Galaxy.
Did it feel
Uh,
secure? Because
oh
obviously,
yes, yeah. No, it does. It's a wide clip that goes onto the brim of your baseball cap.
looks and you said at the very beginning, conversation starter. I'm sure all of the conversations that starts begin with, "Is your iPhone on your hat?" And then you go from there. But very, very cool. And and just like you said, for those who have much larger phones, some of the phone, tablet, and hybrid kind of deals won't be able to fit those. But
Exactly. Yeah, I would check their website.
right. But no, I guess this is a $20 alternative to a GoPro. Could be just as
Yes, that's exactly right. And I was just on their website as we were talking. They have a deal where you get two of them for $40, and they throw in two baseball caps. So if you don't have a baseball cap, that might be a way to go.
Okay. No, very, 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 very good. And hey, sometimes you're at the kids' baseball game and you're tired of taking pictures of your kids on and on and on. Hey, put one of these things on. Could be good. So
There you go.
very, very, very nice. And again, there's a link over in the show notes. So this next one, clever luggage, and admittedly, this one you can't ride on it, unfortunately. but a clever luggage system from Biagi.
Biagi.
Biagi. There we go.
Biagi. Yeah,
Biagi.
Biagi. Biagi makes a whole line of suitcases that fold down into what looks like kind of a large lunchbox or a very small attaché case.
Oh.
And what's neat about this, yeah, if you're on my website, there's a big, tall red suitcase, and next to it is a tiny little, what looks like a tiny little tote
Companion
bag.
case, yeah.
Yes. Well, they are actually the same thing.
Oh.
So that what they're saying is that their luggage, when stored, is about 80% of the space other luggage takes because everything folds down. Even the wheels are in that little travel sack. And so what's neat about that is they make an entire line of from like 20 inches to I think 31 inches of these folding bags. And it's good at either end. When you get to the hotel and you unpack, you can just fold the bag down, put it up on a shelf. When you get home from a trip, the same thing on a shelf until you need it again. Now, these are from a show that was a couple weeks ago, early February,
Mhm.
called the International House and Homewares Preview Show. So there's a big show in Chicago in March. And fortunately, they now do a preview of what's going to be at that show here in New York City. So that's where I found this a Biaggi bag. They're called the Zip Sacks series. And at this house and homeware show, they were introducing another version that will be out in May, which is called the Zip Sack Expandable. So if you and what's neat about this is it's a 22-inch carry-on,
Uh-huh.
but if on your way back you buy a lot of stuff, there's a secondary zipper that opens up and you pull up and it makes the bag 6 inches longer. So it moves from a 22-inch suitcase to a 28-inch suitcase. And then on the way home, it's a checkable piece of luggage.
I see.
So it's very clever, very cleverly.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're looking at the picture, I obviously thought it was a companion, kind of case, but obviously it folds down. That, I mean, for storage, I know in my room we have, the big old suitcases, and they take up a lot of room. Could not do something like this, and I think that's really, really cool. It's, obviously when you have it, Dick, obviously you saw this, but let's pretend that it was kind of, completely expanded but unpacked. Is it sturdy or is it kind of malleable? Like if you only half packed it, would it be?
Oh, you know what? That's interesting because you know what? They have something I forgot what it's called. Their Z construction. It's fairly durable. It's not like a cloth. I
Right.
mean, it is cloth, but it's a very tough nylon cloth. And I don't think it just falls over because when the guy was explaining and he said, "Look at this now. I'm expanding it by 6 inches," and he pulled it up. The bag did not fall over, and
Okay.
obviously the 6 inches that he pulled up, there was nothing in it because he expanded it right before me.
Right.
Um,
So
and it's fairly
so
reasonable. Go ahead.
no. So it will try to hold its shape. It is what I was getting at.
Yes,
So
exactly. And
very
it
nice.
got fairly good, decent reviews on Amazon, and reasonably priced. They range from about $60 to $100 for the expandable version, and then they have every conceivable other kind of case. As a matter of fact, I spoke to the inventor was there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying that he went on QVC. I mean, on a Shark Tank. And Lori, who's known as the queen of QVC, was very excited about this, and she invested $500,000 in the company. So
Very,
I
very
think that
nice.
gives some credibility to the fact that someone someone thinks it's a great idea.
No, no, absolutely, and I can't wait to see on QVC. It's hey, we only have 384 of these left, and another caller. Yeah, no, it's very good idea, and definitely for the occasional traveler where you don't know if you need a large suitcase or a small suitcase or a medium suitcase. Seems like that could be a good versatile suitcase as well. But
Exactly.
this next one, and this is it is for the consummate drinker. out there. Well, at least a high tech drinker, and turn wine into wine that tastes more like expensive wine. I think we can all get
Well,
behind that.
that's what they that's what they say. So it's called a Apari Pocket Wine Aerator, and it runs on 2 AA batteries. And so I said, I drink cheap wine at home. So the guy said, well, take one home and just try it. So all we had here was white wine. So Dennis aerated one of 2 glasses of wine, and I did a blind taste test twice,
Hmm.
and both times, the wine that I thought was better was the aerated wine. I did the test with him, who's more of a wine drinker, and one time he picked the aerated wine, and one time he picked the other wine because he thought it had more body to it. What I think this aerated does, and maybe all aerators do, but at least this is the only aerator I used, is it, to me, almost every wine tastes bitter for some reason. And the 2 times I picked the wine saying, "Oh, I like this wine. This is smoother, less bitter," that was the aerated wine. And
Hmm.
this is a little thing that the little straw extension that goes down into the glass and blows the bubbles go through, that clicks out and folds up into the black body of this thing, and then there's a little cover for it. So it certainly is portable. It's 20 bucks. It's probably a great gift, housewarming gift or something. It does it does make a bit of noise. So if you're eating in a fine restaurant, well, if you're eating in a fine restaurant, you're not going to buy cheap wine anyway.
Right.
Uh, but it's probably worth a try. I mean, if I was drinking wine again, I would aerate it with this device before I drank it.
There you go. And no, it seems like something, kind of cool to have in the home and, throw into that junk drawer so you can pull it out whenever you have wine. But yeah, I'm not a huge wine aficionado either, but I definitely get the whole, taste bitter thing. So, hey,
Yes.
this
And,
hmm?
and there's 3 buttons on top: red, white, and port. And you just push the button until the LED next to the wine you want lights up because according to the guy who was at the show, different wines need a different amount of seconds. It ranges, I think, from 15 to 30 seconds, depending on the wine. So you just use that little button, and that'll set the timer for the ideal amount of aeration.
That is so cool, and very nice that he separated it by the different colors and the different types of wine. Um, wow, that is such a neat little device, and like you said, it kind of folds up and kind of stows away easily.
Yeah, it's
Oh
called the
yeah.
pocket aerator,
Oh yeah.
and no
Well, that'll do it.
problem putting. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. So yeah, and of course, you have a video here of you showing it off. Very cool. So with that one, Dick, we might not be able to finish this one before the break, but we can at least get started here with the Hamilton Beach toaster oven. And
Okay.
yeah,
I can make this real fast. So it's a toaster oven. I said to the woman, "Isn't every toaster oven can make toast inside?" And she said, "Some people like actual pop-up toast." And so this toaster oven has an oven and an actual toaster built into the top. Very wide opening at the top, so you can put in very wide pieces of bread, and a very long slot. So you can't use both at once, but there's a little lever. Slide it to one side, it's a toaster oven. Slide it to the other side, it's a pop-up toaster. And Hamilton Beach says the pop-up toaster makes toast 40% faster than their leading competitor. And 80 bucks, under 80 bucks, and that's an April presentation, or coming out in April.
right. And of course, saving you time. That time will, of course, pay for itself. By toasting your toast that much quicker. So there's that one, and then and then you have a second one here with a really cool dial. It looks like,
Well, Leo Laporte, right? Leo
of course.
Laporte, yes. Okay. So Leo always buys the ultimate of everything. So this week we've gone from an $80 oven to Leo's new almost $1,500 oven.
Wow.
Um, Yes, it is called the June Oven, $1,495 on Amazon, but it is like no other oven in the world. And you tell me when you want me to stop, because this has a built-in camera.
I think we're going to stop right there because we're going to come back to the features of what comes in a $1,500 toaster oven, because I think that's more than I spent for my oven, let alone a toaster oven. So very, very impressive. And yeah, we'll be back here with Dick DeBartolo and more of these amazing gadgets that he finds here in just a moment. Of course, check out ComputerAmerica.com for all of the show notes and, of course, all the archives of the show as well. We'll be right back with more Computer America just after this, so stick around. Oh, and also check out our social media contest.
Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
If you built it, they will come. Plain. Marty Winston with the News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America, this time the VisionAct 6-inch digital sign. VisionAct sent their 6-inch digital sign, which looks a bit like a tablet, except that there are no buttons at all, only one connector, and the display is only in black, white, or gray with no backlighting. So, yeah, it looks like a Kindle display. It functions a little like a one-page web browser, so whatever you put on that page is what shows up on this thing's screen. It has a built-in battery, or you can connect it to USB power. Businesses use these for things like meeting room status signs. Once you send an image to its screen, it takes almost zero power to keep it there. So bottom line, VisionAct digital signs can change to show what you want them to show without you needing to be there to change them. Marty Winston, News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
And welcome back to the Computer America Show. It is 13 minutes past the hour. And before we get back to Dick DeBartolo and all of the gadgets that he has over at GizWiz.biz, we have something to say from one of our sponsors. And this is from ZipRecruiter saying, if you're hiring and if you want to post your jobs to find the best candidates, well, posting them in one place isn't enough. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job in all of the job sites, and now you can do that easily. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 200 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, with a single click. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide, and just post once and watch all of your qualified candidates roll into the easy-to-use interface from ZipRecruiter. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by Fortune 100 companies and thousands of small and medium-sized businesses. And of course, our listeners can try out ZipRecruiter absolutely free by posting jobs to ZipRecruiter.com/free trial. Once again, that's the website, ZipRecruiter.com/free trial. Give it a try. You have nothing to lose, and hey, you may just make that match you didn't think you could. So, once again, thank you, ZipRecruiter. Now, with that being said, we are continuing on with Dick DeBartolo, Mad Magazine's Maddest writer, and so many other accolades that no way I'm going to list them here. But we are just getting back and toast. You know, you think it would be easy. You think that toasted bread would be one of the simplest things in the world that you can do in the kitchen. Well, I'm glad that I'm glad that Leo Laporte was able to find a way to make that even simpler by buying this, I believe you have it here, a computer that cooks. So,
Yes,
what are some of the
exactly.
features that come in a $1,500 oven?
Oven. All right. Well, first of all, it has a built-in camera. And so when you put something in it, it's the little LED display will say, "It looks like you've just put in salmon. How would you like the salmon cooked?" If it's not sure, it may show two pictures. It might say, "Is this salmon or is this Rugula?" I don't know. Uh, if it guesses wrong, you just hit a button and different foods come up and you select it. And then it asks you how you want it done, and you select that, rare, medium, whatever it is. And then the dial lights up with the temperature it's selected to cook at. Meanwhile, it's sending all of this to your phone. If you want to check on how the fish is cooking or the toast is cooking, you hit a button. It snaps a picture of what's cooking in there and sends it right to your phone, so you can see how the cooking is coming. Um, Now, reading about it at the company website, it's called June Oven.
Hmm.
People are doing much more cooking in this than you would in a toaster oven, because it can automatically figure out the inside temperature of something, stop cooking it at the high temperature to reach the middle of the thing, start cooking at another temperature so it browns on the outside. So it's certainly no match for, an $80 toaster oven. On the other hand, not a lot of people have $1,500 to spend on a toaster oven. But if you want the ultimate gadget, um, and you want a Bluetooth oven, and you want an oven that lets you see inside it, no matter where you are in your house, this is something to check out. And they are constantly, since it's Bluetooth enabled and and Wi-Fi enabled, they are constantly updating it with, I guess, pictures of new food so that the oven recognizes more things.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's very interesting.
I
It's
mean, yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting.
Of course, anyone watching the video portion, we're checking out the June oven video right now. But I think you're right. Like, this isn't really a toaster oven. This seems to be like a countertop oven that can cook a lot, because it's very, very large, and it looks like, again, at least from the video, people are cooking chickens in this thing. They're baking
Yes,
cakes. They're
up to, I think Leah said up to a 6-pound chicken. It's not, you can't do your Thanksgiving
right.
turkey in it, but you can certainly do probably a chicken big enough for 4.
Right. And, if Amazon reviews were all there was to a product, my God, do people love their $1,500 oven?
Yeah.
They love, out of 37 reviews, what is it? 36 of them are 5-star. It is, wow. So,
Yeah, it's
man,
a knockout technology. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
cool product indeed. And, yeah, no, I surely keep an eye out for that, because I definitely like, gadgets that seem like overkill, but at the same time fill a niche, and I think that one does exactly that. So, Hamilton Beach, the next one. Once again, we have a Hamilton Beach spiralizer, and
The
who knows what that is?
spiralizer. Yeah, no, spiralize is great, and probably within most people's budget. So this is a way, and I didn't know until I started talking to Hamilton Beach, and then I did this as a gadget of the week on Leo's show, the Tech Guide Labs,
Hmm.
and I didn't realize that people who are trying to get more good things into their body can spiralize, for example, zucchini into, and it has a name. I wish I could remember it. Like,
Hmm.
uh, but it's spaghetti that you make from zucchini, and so you actually run the zucchini through the top of this guy. There's a little plunger that you put the zucchini in, and you can make zucchini spaghetti. Oh, they're called swoodles. So, or swoodles. Swoodles are sweet potato noodles,
Okay.
and zoodles are zucchini noodles. You can take potatoes. I said, "Oh, can you make curly fries?" One of my favorite things. And she said, "You can make curly fries in like 45 seconds." just take a potatoes, drop it in the spiralizer, press down on it, and has electric motor in it. Comes with 4 different cutting, cones, and it's great. The zucchini, squash, cucumbers. I thought I said, "Is that bacon?" She said, "No. We did that with a purple carrot, but it looked like it was, bacon." So it's a great way to get more vegetables into the family diet. Kids will love playing with this device. It's coming out in April, and it's under $50.
That
So
and of course, if you tried to do something like that by hand, you'd be in the kitchen all day and
oh,
messing it
a
up.
day, exactly, and probably minus a couple fingers.
Right. No, it's very very cool, and like you said, a little electric motor. So I'm assuming you press down on it only lightly to feed it into
Yes,
the blades.
exactly. I think, it just I can't even remember if she pushed down on it. Whatever it is, it was very easy to do. Uh, we were filming, and I said, "Okay, go," and it went done, and I'm thinking, "Oh, okay."
Very very cool.
It is fast. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, and once again Hamilton Beach. So 4-in-1,
Mountain
and
Beach.
yeah, all those different blades, and hey, and zucchini spaghetti. I like that. I like that. So this next one, and man, here is something: slice fruit and vegetables without worrying about slicing your finger. I just cut my finger. I think it was like a week ago for the first time. Like I've been in the kitchen for a while, and I just cut. Like I guess I was always careful, but then I was careless for 1 second. And even though I've cut thousands of vegetables, I mean, it just takes that once, and you cut yourself, and you realize, oh wait, these knives are actually very very sharp. So here you have a device that could have probably saved me a few bandages. Slice fruits and vegetables without worrying about slicing your finger.
Actually, and Dennis found this because I just walked right by it, and he said, "Oh, you gotta see this." Um, the device is normally called a mandolin, I think Dennis said, and it's one of those things where you run vegetables, like, down this slide, to slice vegetables up, make a julienne potatoes and stuff, and I said, "Dennis, those things scare me," and he goes, "No, that's why you have to see this." So I went back, and the woman from Progressive International showed me this device. They call it their professional slicer, and what it is a mandolin type device, but at the top of it, it has a huge knob that your hand goes on, and then under that knob is a plastic shield that moves with your hand. So as you run the vegetable that you put under the black knob down over the blades, your fingers are protected from the blades.
Mm,
And the other neat thing about it is normally these devices have different blades that you click in and click out. And this is an all-in-one device. At one end of it, there's a button that tells you how thick the slice is going to be. And at the side of the device are other buttons for making julienne fries and other vegetables. It's a lot of stainless steel. That oversized handguard I thought was great, and it's coming out also in spring, and it's gonna be under 40 bucks. There is a lesser version on Amazon now that's, I think, just $24 or so. It's similar to this, but it's made out of, plastic and a little less deluxe, but from the same company,
right.
Progressive International.
And would you say it looked pretty easy to disassemble
Yes,
and
actually, I said to the woman, I've never even used one of these things." "Promise me I'm not gonna cut myself. I'd like to do it." She said, "Absolutely. Just pick up that black thing, throw a potato in there. Now put the black thing back on. Now go down, keep running it back and forth." And I was doing it. I said, Am I doing anything?" And she said, "Well, pick the thing up." And I picked it up, and I had a slice 5 slices of a potato. So it really is easy to do, uh, and a lot of
it's killing me because I'm hearing all these and I'm like, I got to get one of these for, my mom. She, isn't willing to wield the knife like she used to. And it seems like something that, like you said, easy to do, wasn't much stress on you because you didn't even realize that you were doing it.
No.
So,
Oh, I didn't.
yeah. So again, maybe for someone who, doesn't have or has arthritis or something, not the dexterity they once had. Very, very cool. Way to go, Hamilton Beach. They seem to show up big at that show you were at.
All right. Well, this one was from Progressive
Oh,
International.
right. Progressive International, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. No problem.
yeah, very, very cool. But this next one, and mopping, hey, how can that get techie? And here we have an easy to take this mop for a spin.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I've seen all those late night commercials about these kind of spin mops, and I said to the guy, "Is it don't other companies make spin mops?" And he goes, "Well, the technology is just out there. Anybody can make a spin mop." And he said, "So, we licensed, the name from Black Plus Decker. It's no longer Black and Decker.
Really?
It's now Black Plus Decker, spin mop." And I said, "Oh, you know what? Can I try one?" And he said, "Yeah, let me go get something to spill on the floor." So he walked across the aisle where a woman was, it might have been the bar, and he just got a glass of cranberry juice. And I saw at the bar, I think it was, Ocean Spray. So it was not like one of these things where they had this weak kind of juice that they had colored so the mop could easily clean it up. So he poured the cranberry juice on the floor, and, he mopped it up. But I said, "No, let me do the rinsing out of the spinning part." And so what's really neat is on television, some of them you use your foot to spin the drum. With the Black& and Decker one, you press up and down on the mop, and as the handle goes up and down, it spins that drum,
Oh.
which empties the mop of water. And what was amazing, and I didn't realize this at the show, but when I was editing the video I made, at the very end, I hold the mop up next to my mustache and say, like, "What looks better, the mop or my mustache?" And looking at the video, I realized the mop is pure white. And so I realized that that microfiber does not stain easily because this is the same mop they only had one mop there. This is the same mop he used to mop up all the cranberry juice. So when I spun it free, I got all the cranberry juice out and it left the mop dry and back to white again. So I was very impressed. And then when I asked the price, I was even more impressed. It goes on sale soon. It's going to be 29, $30, 29.99.
Very, very nice. And in a couple former lives, I had to do a lot of mopping, and that whole thing that you just mentioned about staining. Like as soon as you put a new mop head on, whatever you mop up is now the new color of your mop head.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, and so with this one, seems like it really was able to brush off the liquid with ease. And no, $30, and so no batteries or anything like that. It's just the motion of you
No,
pushing
that's
down.
the thing. I said, so just the pumping is running it? And he said, yeah. I said, this works really well. And you can feel the mop get lighter and lighter as it extracts the water.
How big would you say the mop head is? Because some people have larger rooms
You
than
know what?
others.
The mop head is, I'm going to say maybe a foot across.
That's not
Uh,
bad.
I would say that this is great for an apartment. Uh, Online, I see them that they have wheels on them, so they have great big drums.
Hmm.
So if you have a big house, you probably want something bigger than this.
Right.
But if you have an apartment or a couple rooms, this is, excuse me, I think a great value for $30.
Very, very nice. And yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely check that out. And once again, computeramerica.com, GizWiz.biz, find it there. Easy enough. So now we have something. Let's see. And I just need to really. Okay, wait. Yeah, I had to find the price, and I wasn't sure if I was looking at a toy or if you really are giving a review of a yacht. But here we are.
Yes, the New York Boat Show was in town, and Sea Ray introduced their brand new. The model number is SLX 400, but they're going to be calling it the Entertainer. So this is a 40-foot boat, and I forgot the beam. I think the beam was 14 feet. It's for taking out 16 to 18 of your favorite people. What's neat about this boat is it's kind of open from bow to stern. But then it gets even more open because you hydraulically can lower the stern and part of the gunnel at the back of the boat. So you actually turn the back of the boat into its own swim platform. So this is really
Hey,
great. It
Dickie
also has
Bartolo,
a
man.
little cabin with a head with a shower. There are 3 flat screen TVs aboard, a beautiful toilet, 2 14-inch glass displays for your instruments. And now what they do these days, with instruments is you kind of make the dashboard you want. You light up these Raymarine instruments that connect to the engine. The engine tells the device everything you need to know about the engine. You say, "Oh, I want a speedometer this big. I want this gauge this big. I
Hmm.
want this gauge over there." It's really great. And depending on the engine options, you can drive this thing around at 40 to 50 miles an hour.
Pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah. And there's also a mini cabin under the floor in addition to the master cabin. Sleeps 4 people comfortably, and all for under $1.5 million.
Yeah, and of course, I only know a little bit about boats, but that is definitely not the most expensive boat I've ever heard of.
Oh, no,
Um,
not at all. Not at
yeah,
all.
right, and of course, anyone out there watching the video portion, we're playing the video of you, giving a quick little tour of this thing, and looks very very sleek, very very modern. Um, Man, just so many bells and whistles, and I guess all the expanding features. I mean, it can carry 16. Obviously, like you mentioned, sleeps four people.
Or
So more of like a day trip thing instead of
Exactly,
right.
exactly. Yeah,
Very very cool.
hydraulic sunroof that comes out, over the back of the boat. I think the Entertainer's a perfect, and joystick steering, which is, amazing way to dock a boat.
Very very nice. And I'm not even gonna ask the miles to the gallon because I don't think that's
Yeah, yeah.
even worth mentioning.
They
But
probably wouldn't even tell you.
right, but very very cool boat, and obviously something a little bit different than the usual gadgets that we have on here. But as I understand it, you're huge into your houseboat, and obviously the boat show would be very interesting to you, as is outlined by the next one, also I believe from the boat show, where calm the seas, but it won't be cheap to do so. So what is this?
Alright, so it's called Seakeeper, which is a gigantic gyroscope that you mount, in your boat, that as it spins, and it takes, like, up to a half an hour to get up to speed, but if you go to their website, Seakeeper, or just go to my website because I posted their video, it's quite amazing how it can take the roll out of a boat. Now, this is not only expensive, it's at the boat show, they were introducing the Seakeeper 3, the first device that they ever made that can be used for smaller boats. And in their eye, a smaller boat is something between 30 and 40 feet. But the device alone is almost $27,000, not including installation. And the installation has to be, they may have to add new stringers to your boat because this whole thing has got to dampen your entire boat from moving in the waves. And as I said in the video, it's quite amazing. They run 2 identical boats, identical power, one with a Seakeeper installed and one without a Seakeeper. And you can almost get, if you're not a boater, you'll almost get seasick watching the video of the one without the Seakeeper 3. But it's kinda interesting to realize that someone has put together the technology to dampen, the seas. I know another way to do it is you have these big ships use this, these big arms, like, they almost look like wings of an airplane that come out from the side of ships.
Right.
Uh and like 30 feet long, and they dampen the waves that way.
I have seen those on like really really high end speedboats, and
Yes.
they make it look very futuristic, but at the same time, obviously not cost effective. And
No.
and again, anyone watching the video portion, we just showed the two. One looks like a toy in a bathtub, and the other one looks, hey, not 100%, set your glass of wine down and jump on the bed kind of steady, but it's more steady than the other one. So very very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they said that depending on the conditions, it can take up to 90% of the rollout.
And again please check out the show notes, but it seems to be this little device that they kind of hook into your boat, and I guess it's that giant kind of swingy motor thing that will like it'll sense that the boat's starting to pitch one way, and it'll kind of throw the weight the other.
Right. Yeah, I think that thing hangs in the air.
Right.
The sides of that with the pistons on it is bolted to the stringers of your boat, and that little guy in there starts swinging around. And also, this is the first one that can run directly from 12-volt power, whereas when it's smoothing out the rocking on a ship, it needs to run off AC power, which the big boats have.
Right. Very very cool. And no, it's I'm sure that the engineering is much harder than I think we're outlining here, but
Yes, exactly.
for $27,000, hey, it's might be worth it if you have one of those boats. So this now we're going back a little bit further, and one of the most unique gadgets you found at CES, and CES just happened last January. We are still getting guests and products out from CES. I mean, it's such a big show with so many different gadgets. This might be the last one that we do here, Dick. So
Yeah, that's fine.
what is this?
Well, this is a quick backstory is because this was in CES has a thing called innovations, where they pick what they consider the best gadgets at the show.
Mhm.
And there was this guy looking at this, and then he was whispering to somebody and looking at it and whispering. And I go, I know that guy. I know that guy. So I walked around the vest until I could line up with his badge. It was David Copperfield. And I figure
You say that you know that guy, and last time I was in Vegas, his face was about 70 feet big up on the side of a hotel. He should be pretty easy to spot.
Yes, yes. But I figure they're probably thinking somewhere along the line this can work in their act. So
Oh.
basically this is what it is. It is an inflatable vest that goes off when your body, because of all the computer equipment in this vest, when the vest realizes you're in a position you shouldn't be in, it inflates. The whole vest inflates. And on my website, I have their video of a skier jumping off a ski lift and then doing some flips in the air. And during that first flip, the vest is thinking, "Wait a minute, should this? I don't think a person should be upside down." And the bag blows, and you can see it inflate. Um, if you just land kind of normally, you just replace the cylinders and just use it again. If it saves your life and the vest got broken up and you buy a new one, it's about 800 bucks. But if it saves your life,
Yeah.
or it saves a broken leg or a broken arm or a broken neck, this would be something that you would want to check out.
That's
So
the same argument I've heard for, because my brother rides motorcycles. That's the same argument we hear for motorcycle safety equipment. It's like, it's expensive, but how expensive is your head? How expensive is your skin?
absolutely.
You really want to protect these things. And funny story about David Copperfield. Craig and him are actually good friends. And
Oh, no kidding.
yeah, they used to hang out at the Magic Castle together. Craig went to go see one of his shows, and David Copperfield recognized him, and was gonna pick him, but then said, "Oh wait, crap! I know that guy. I can't use him," and chose my mother
90
instead
seconds.
to go up on stage with him. But no, it's very cool that that you got to see David Copperfield, and very very cool device. Besides, I mean, inflatable airbag. It's could be seen
Yeah, and I
in
should
a lot
point out that this company's been building these for years for professionals, so
Right.
they have all the technology. They're just trying now to bring it down to the general public, the
Right.
general public of daredevils.
Right. Very, very cool.
60
And-
seconds.
Hey, Dick, we are just out of time. So if people want to find out more about you, once again, we have a link to your website. But anything else you want to let people know?
The April Mad just went on sale. In there is my elevator inspection certificate. It looks like ones that you see in elevators. So if you want to freak people out, just cut it out and put it in an elevator. And because people never read those things, but if they read it, they will go, what? Examine the elevator shaft. Couldn't examine the elevator because I can't find it. Things like that. So you'll have a lot of
Right.
And,
Very nice.
GizWiz.tv is where my show is.
GizWiz.tv. Definitely check that out as well. And thank you once again for coming on. Again, this was early. We'll see you again in a little bit over a month, next month.
10
Everyone
seconds.
else out there, thank you for joining us, and see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Have a good one. And everyone out there, if you're still listening to this, that means you're listening to the video portion. And thank you so much for checking that out. A lot of great videos from Dick's site. And again, check those out, GizWiz.biz, for all the videos and more videos that we didn't even show. So until then, everyone, till tomorrow, have a good one. Bye, everyone.